Okay. Summer exposure. What are you looking for when you attend these tournaments? And does it matter if they're on like an elite club team or a high school team? Like how important is the summer for these players? Anybody, sorry.
For us, it's critical. Being in North Carolina, the high school, the level of play at the high school level is not as high as it is here. And we don't have the resources to go, or the staff to go to, 5 or 6 high school games a week. So those tournaments and those club teams are a great resource in terms of getting exposure, for us being able to see a lot of kids at the same time, kind of, instead of seeing 2 kids that we're interested in, seeing 50 kids that we're interested in.
Anyone else?
Sure. I mean, I kind of hit on it before when we attend these tournaments, just seeing the amount of people that are coming, but then also from a playing standpoint, I think it's really important for the parents maybe to hear this too. Since we are going to only halves, I'm not so much concerned what club teams I'm watching. I'm more concerned of the players that I'm watching. So to answer that question of what club team you're on, I really don't mind. Yeah, sure, there are club teams that have better reputations. Yeah, you might want to look for them. But if I'm going to travel 5 hours up to Syracuse, New York to watch club teams, I'm going to watch every upstate club team, no matter what their name is or who they are. And then when I watch those players, I think it's good for the players to hear, like, we're really looking for, first and foremost, athletes, but then we break you down on so many different levels I don't think you guys understand. Like, we watch body language. Like, how do you walk from onto the field? How do you walk back to your sideline? How do you interact with your teammates? Are you a positive? If things go bad, how do you react to adversity? There's so many different levels you guys get evaluated on. And then, in addition, parents get evaluated too. And that might not be something you want to hear, but, when I'm not gonna lie to you, like when there's a parent that's really boisterous or very loud or kind of being disrespectful, don't think that every coach on that sideline isn't looking to see what kid's going up to you. And that's something that you guys are being evaluated as well. I don't want to hear that, but it's the truth.
Coach, I love you. Love you. Every club coach in here is saying thank you for saying that. We try to say that to our parents all the time, and our players. Body language. Anybody that's played for any of us, or anybody that's played for a club team, I'm sure your coach has said that. So it's great to hear you reiterate that. Coaches, anybody else?
I mean, I think what Ryan said and Mike said, depending on where you are, in my 20 years at Princeton, I went to 3 high school games during my 20 years during the spring. Last year at Loyola, due to our practice time and the fact that there were so many high schools around Loyola, I went to about 9 games during the spring. So I, almost doubled it in one time. So it just depends on where you are. You guys are lucky being in the state of Maryland that places like Hopkins, Maryland, Georgetown, Loyola, Towson, UMBC can all get to you guys if they really wanted to. But a lot of these guys that are traveling, Wingate, the Ivy League schools, the northern schools, they're not going to come down and see you play. So the summertime is important. The fall is important. Right? Those are the 2 key times for recruiting out here.
I think the only thing to follow up on what Ryan said is that I'm an effort guy. When it's 95 degrees out and it's the second half of a game and you're an attackman, I need to see you ride into the midline. My guys drop some passes. The guys who don't drop passes go to these guys. So when you drop the ball, I want to see how you react, how you respond, what you do. I thought the comment to follow up about the body language and how you interact with your teammates is just it's invaluable. Absolutely, that was on point.
And just to tie into that, I can't speak for these guys, and I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but when I'm out looking at kids, if I'm looking at 50 kids, I might like them all, but I'm looking for a reason not to recruit a kid. And if the body language is bad, or if it's, the parents are different, we're just gonna, we're trying to whittle it down, and that's a quick way for us to do that, because we don't want to recruit 500 kids.
So this next question doesn't even take a. Go ahead.
So these guys mentioned too before. Ryan mentioned They also said, be proactive, get out there, let coaches know what camps you're gonna be at. All of us have some type of database where we figure out which kids are going to which tournaments. And so when we go to these tournaments, we know which kids play on which teams, so we're trying to track guys down and say, hey, this kid's interested in us, we're gonna go watch him play. So in being proactive, make sure that as you're on these club teams, that there's not 37 guys on the sideline like I've seen some club teams in the Philadelphia area where kids get one run a game or don't play. So as Ryan said, you watch a team for a half, you don't step on the field, you can't get evaluated. So picking the right club team might not always be the best one, but the team that allows you to play the most so that you can be seen by all these coaches.